Oh, no.
Ah, 007.
What a wonderful surprise.
Well, for me, too. Now, pay attention, 007. I've always tried to teach you two things. First, never let them see you bleed.
And the second?
Always have an escape plan.
Good afternoon, good evening, whatever it may be. It's Christopher Morales, ThatoneBondguy. Today, doing a reaction video with two pretty cool people, which are...
I am Brian Levesque of James Bond Aficionado.
And I'm Jocelyn with Ladies Who Bond.
Yeah, and we decided to come on today together to do just kind of a breakdown / reaction to the new song, the new title song of No Time to Die by Billie Eilish. You know what, Jocelyn, as they say, ladies first, what is your opinion on the whole thing? You have the floor right now.
All right. So I might not be with the popular people, but I'm kind of right in the middle with this song. So the first time I heard it, I was like, okay, it's not bad. And then the second time I kind of gave it a listen, I was like, it's not a standalone Bond song, like in terms of needing something to really lure me in, like something memorable or a good catch. Like some of my favorite songs, there's at least one line or one melody that really sticks, in your head and you remember it. So with that said, I kind of wonder how the song is going to fit in with the movie, because usually that's, some big scene happens and then it is connected to the song. And I might change my mind from that, because that part of the movie is pretty important too.
Oh, I absolutely agree with you, Jocelyn. Some of the best songs out there are the ones that have punch, like Thunderball, Goldfinger, you name it, the list goes on. And, with Billie Eilish's song, it really doesn't deliver that punch. It just has pretty much a piano in the background, and which, honestly, personally, I like. I love the piano. I think Phineas did excellent on it. But I'm personally liking this song, and I'm not a Billie Eilish fan, so whoever's listening out there and my Instagram live stream right now, I'm 100% a fan. So this beats definitely Sam Smith's song in my book.
Yeah, in my opinion, and Jocelyn still has the floor, but just to chime in real quick, I'm just so happy that there's an orchestral aspect to it. I was really worried that with her style and them trying to incorporate 007, the franchise, they were going to turn it into like a really kind of electronic type of, whole deal. And that would have kind of just completely turned me off. But they kind of went back and did the whole orchestral piece. I feel like she was kind of out of her comfort zone, actually, because she's so used to having, all the computerized and the electronical piece behind her songs. But now she was forced to sing with an orchestra and the piano and all that kind of stuff. So, and then again, also disclaimer to everybody, I don't know exactly the history of Billie Eilish too well, so I'm just going based off her songs and, the song we got today. But, any more thoughts, Jocelyn, on what you think of what you've heard so far?
So I was kind of reading a little bit of everyone's reactions with the song, and some of it I kind of wonder, because Billie is really known for just some really unique songs. They're out there, they're different,
Yeah.
But they're really catchy, So part of me thinks, did they make a mistake making it a ballad? In the sense of she has all these other songs that she's done that really suit her, and this, it is out of her comfort zone, so it I think gives her a chance to kind of explore that, but also maybe they could have done better to suit her needs too, like to suit her style. I don't know. I'm kind of torn. Like, a part of me likes it, and part of me is kind of like, it could have been so much better. Like, I don't know if it was necessarily forced. Like I love that it has the Bond theme and element, but we've also had in the last few movies over the last decade, how many ballads have we had of the Craig movies? Like, we've had
not many.
No.
Just I would say Adele and You Know My Name. Well, oh yeah, you could. Well, yeah, okay, you're right. Sam Smith's song won an Oscar, if I remember correctly, and so did Adele. So
yeah, and I mean, you saw I don't know if you guys seen, but what was it, the Golden Globes, or I think not the Oscars, but the one before
the
Oscars. She racked up like 5 awards. So
yeah.
I mean, the Grammys.
The Grammys, yeah, there we go. But I think Eon and Barbara, and they just kind of did a really good business move by getting her along, because she's young, she's kind of the sign of the times.
Yeah.
He is probably not in her, well, she could be entering her prime right now. I mean, who knows if she's just like a couple hit wonders, and then 2 years down the line nobody hears about her. But right now, in this point in time, she just got off the Grammys winning 5 awards, so everyone knows her name. And so you have people...
Prime, Chris? Are you serious, Chris?
What?
I said, are you serious? I think she's already in her prime, and she's going to keep on going strong.
Well,
look how many Grammys she racked up.
Right, yeah.
And it's going strong from day one, pretty much.
Yeah, and it kind of leads on to my next point, where like there's tons of people behind her that are just fans of her, and now that she's associated with 007, which is pretty much in the history of the franchise now, because once you are in the franchise, whether it's a song or whatever it is, you are in the franchise, it's going to bring a load of people who are going to be like, what is this 007 James Bond type of thing? So they did a great business move getting her along, because that's going to last them at least for the next couple of movies. When it comes to the fan base, it probably grew 2 times just because of Billie Eilish's presence. But yeah, I mean, any more last thoughts on your list before we move on over to Brian?
No, I think that's it. I mean, I agree with you. I think that it was a smart business move for them. I mean, when the music video dropped on YouTube, like in 4 hours, there's already over 10,000 comments. And everyone's like, oh my God, I love Billie. And, so I definitely think it was kind of a smart decision. I'm sure that there were other elements too. Like, I kind of wonder how much involvement Hans Zimmer also had, because there was talk about how it wasn't only just her and her brother, but
right. He did.
I mean, he has his piece in it too.
Yeah.
And I think that goes back to how it fits with the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. Great points. Brian, your opinion? You have the floor now.
Oh, really? I have the floor now. Well,
of course, it's all yours, Brian.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna say this. Well, from what I'm gathering, it's gonna be a darker song. It's gonna be a dark movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like I said before when I was interrupting Jocelyn again. I apologize for that. I personally think it's a great song. It's going to fit this movie perfectly. And given the fact that, yeah, it was a smart move by Barbara Michael to hire her, and Phineas for that matter, because it's going to bring in a young crowd to see this movie. And I think this is going to rejuvenate the Bond franchise if they keep on bringing in young stars to sing the title songs. With that being said, going back to the movie aspect, it's going to be interesting to see how the title sequence is going to be.
Okay.
Is it going to be like a montage of him and Madeline? Because, of course, from what it looks like, they're breaking up in the first the pre-title sequence, because if you see, he's at a train station and he looks all pissed off. So I'm thinking it's going to probably be a montage of them, of all the good moments, and then of course he's going to be reflecting probably, and it's like either she broke up with him or he broke up with her. But again, there's those secrets, and he probably still loves Vesper, because there's rumors out there that he's visiting, well, I wouldn't say rumors now, MI6Q has dropped that he's visiting Vesper's grave. Calvin Dyson has dropped rumors that he's visiting Vesper's grave in Matera. Clearly, he still loves Vesper over, it sounds like, Madeline probably. Or he's finally saying his final goodbyes and saying that he's finally moved on. But again, then there's that.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. And then there's the scene out there. They go on the car chase, and she has her secret, so who knows what's going to really happen.
Yeah. So, I mean, shoot. Music-wise, James Bond, out of the picture. Do you guys like what you hear?
Go ahead, Jocelyn. Step in.
As a standalone song, like with no Bond connection.
Would you listen to it?
I'd probably listen to it, but it wouldn't make it onto my list of seeking it out or anything like that. It just still doesn't have that lure. I mean, I think I really love Adele's Skyfall. I mean, just the very opening, it really packs a punch, and then just her lyrics, it's really easy to remember. But this one, it was just kind of like, I was looking for it. There's a part in the song where it starts to pick up, right, and the music changes, and then you just want a little more, and I felt like I didn't get that. So
yeah.
In some ways I'm like, oh, maybe they took it the safe way, I don't know.
I agree 100%. This isn't gonna go on my iPod or my iPhone, I should say, and listen all the time. I think it's, like I said, it's a great song, but it's not like, Thunderball, Diamonds Are Forever, Skyfall. Like, at first I wasn't fond of Skyfall. I'm going to be honest with you both. I wasn't fond of it. And then, over time, it's just grown on me. Mm-hmm. This one, it might eventually grow on me, but as of right now, I don't think so. Mm-hmm. Given with that being said, the movie still hasn't dropped.
Mm-mm.
We don't know how it's going to go. We can all speculate. We can all have our hearsay, what say, you name it. I'm going to wait until the movie drops to finally place a bigger judge on it. Until then, I love it. The piano sounds great. It's a very bone-chilling song. If I was going through a breakup, I would definitely turn it on. So,
all right, well, okay. Oof, my turn.
Go on ahead, Chris. Let's
let's hear it.
Okay. I was there on my phone on Spotify from 3:58 because we're on the West Coast here. And as soon as it hit 4 o'clock,
did you go teenage girl on it and listening to repeat?
Yes, because I love music and James Bond and the history of the theme of every movie. It's part of what it is. It's part of the history. And me with the small, minute musical background that I do have, there are so many aspects of the song that I kind of delve into. So I listened to it first just to hear it. Listen to it twice to listen for one specific thing, and then every time I listened to it after, let's just say I went from 4 p.m. till about maybe 2 hours before this call, which we're doing it about 9 o'clock p.m. our time. That whole time, just 24/7 listening to it and picking out things that because this is the first time that I'm really diving into a song that's 007 and it dropping, and this is what I got out of it. I broke it up into a couple sections, musically wise, context wise, and then how it's going to fit into the movie. So musically wise, I think it's great. I love the fact that it's an orchestral piece. I loved hearing the violins and then the horns and then the piano. I wish it picked up a bit earlier rather than in the middle, because you're kind of just sitting there. Oh, is it going to pick up? Is it going to pick up? And then right in the middle, it hits you. It picks up. But even when it hits you, it's a bass line. The bass line is more, you hear it more, and then you hear somewhat of like drums, a percussion piece. And that's it, and which is, I was expecting a little bit more pizzazz, kind of similar to what Jocelyn said, something that is memorable. And really, the one piece that is memorable, which I feel like you can pull this out from any kind of type of teenage breakup song, is the fact that she says, fool me once, fool me twice. That, she kept saying that. So that's literally what got stuck in my head every time she said that. Which, for a Bond song, it's not really something you would expect to be stuck in your head. But anyways, musically wise, I think it was a beautiful orchestrated piece. I mean, is it something that I'd pull if I had a whole list, of which I do on Spotify, of just Bond themes? Would I go for it first? No. Would I listen to it during the session that I am listening to songs? Yes, but probably not more than once. Just because it gets old after a while. You can't just sit there and then, listen to it and then maybe an hour later you listen to it again. Unlike, Goldfinger, or unlike Thunderball, or even The Spy Who Loved Me, which is a slower song, but you get that punch and you get that kick of that 80s, 70s style beat, which, I think is really cool. But, I think the way they put it together and the fact that Hans Zimmer did his little piece in it, which kind of gives us a slight hint of what his interpretation of 007 is, I think it intrigues us more. It gives us, it satisfies us to the point where we're not freaking out. Because before we heard the song, would you agree that we were kind of on the shelf, kind of freaking out, making sure that it was not going to be a train wreck?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this as well. If it decides to drop as an instrumental version, like the Writings on the Wall did during the train sequence in Spectre, and I will listen to it over and over, because I did like the instrumental version of that song.
I agree. I like instrumental versions too, and
and that's what made On Her Majesty's Secret Service so great.
Yeah,
it was straight instrumental with the horns and the synthesizers.
Right.
The list goes on with that song. I would have accepted an instrumental version for the title of this film.
Right.
But I doubt we'll ever get that again.
Yeah, unfortunately. But I mean, you never know. I mean, we still have a whole future ahead. But
absolutely.
Context-wise, it is a James Bond feeling song, and I think we can all agree on the fact that we can totally see it behind the title sequence, especially with the style that they've been doing with Daniel Craig. And lastly, you do get the little bits and pieces of 007. You get the tiny bit of the theme in I think the first few seconds of it or something like that. And then I watched have you guys heard of Cue the Music? I think it's a band that, it's a tribute band that does 007 themes.
I would assume Jocelyn has, since
Yeah.
Yeah,
she
Yeah.
was did the On the Tracks, and she was up at Pitt's Gloria. So I would assume she has.
Yeah.
must be nice. No. But yeah, I was listening to one of their, I forget his name, but he was doing a breakdown of just the teaser we got. And the video was going in depth of how they use the bass line that you hear in every single Daniel Craig song. It's just altered a little bit. And then you get little aspects of the melody of the 007 theme when you hear Phineas playing the piano. So that, for me, satisfied me to the point where I'm just glad that there's little bits of 007 in the song. Because if you didn't hear any of that, if it was all modern and all that, then I'd be kind of... Now, lyric-wise, I wish they could have been a little bit better, more. I mean, I get it. For the movie, it's perfect because, we're obviously the story of the movie, which it turning out to be is the story of Madeline and James. So the lyrics kind of go hand in hand with that idea. It's not like, what was it? Tomorrow Never Dies, where I think there's a lyric where it says, martini, girls and guns, or something like that, where it's about James Bond, which I thought was a pretty cool piece. But again, with Brian's point, it's going to be a very dramatic movie. It's a very dramatic song, so we kind of know what to expect now with the song.
I got one question on Instagram from Fraley D, if I'm pronouncing that. It's who am I chatting with? I am chatting with Jocelyn with Ladies Who Bond, and Chris Morales, that one Bond guy.
Yeah, and kind of on my closing statement here a little bit. I don't know why I'm acting so formal, but so closing words. Like I said, it's not Thunderball. It's not Skyfall. I really, really enjoyed Skyfall. I think a lot of people enjoyed Skyfall. It won awards and whatnot, and I think it was the best song of that year or something like that by Adele. And I don't know. It's new because I did go and watch Joe Darlington's review, and Big Joe.
He didn't like it too much, did he?
No, he did not agree with
Well, I can't wait to hear that that David Zaritsky guy and that Calvin Dyson kid as well. What their opinions are tomorrow.
Right.
But continue, Chris.
But yeah, no. I was just I watched it, and it kind of made me realize, yeah, it's good for the movie. Is it, like you said, is it a standalone song? I don't know. I don't think it will. It's not my go-to like Thunderball and whatnot.
Well, look at this. Within the Craig tenure, we've gotten You Know My Name by Chris Cornell.
Mm-hmm.
That's clearly about Bond.
Right.
And him getting his 007 number, him getting introduced as James Bond.
Mm-hmm.
You move on to Quantum of Solace, Another Way to Die. Well, that's really not about him. It's more getting his Quantum of Solace from Vesper's death, in a sense.
Mm-hmm. It's a good point.
Skyfall, it reflects to his, of course, his death and his past at the lodge. The writing's on the wall.
He's giving up for
it's
pretty much. Yeah.
It's giving up everything for Madeline. And
now
this one, of course, it's going to take part of him and Madeline again, because she's back for this one, and clearly something like we know they're going to break up.
Right.
And we can finally kill the rumors. She is not dying in the opening sequence. She will be alive.
Right. And last thing I will say, I mean, I honestly, I'm on the fence. I enjoy listening to it. I mean, again, it's not like some of the classics, but it's new, and I'm glad that they've given the opportunity to Billie, because she's a very talented person. Of course, that's undoubtedly, she's very talented. But yeah, other than that, I'm just excited to see where it goes. This is like a huge giant, this song and this whole, the new scenes that they inputted on 007's Instagram, and they put it in the music video. It gives us some more new scenes. So all this does is just makes me more excited for April, and I cannot wait. So I thank you guys for joining me on this one. I appreciate hearing all of your opinions. Everyone, let us know. I know this video is going to be up on my channel for sure, and up on Brian's channel. So you have two ways of checking it out. And so if you have any comments, we just want to hear from you, hear your opinion. So just let us know. Thank you for watching and hanging out with us. And thanks, guys, so much.
Yeah, it was fun.
Oh, absolutely, 100% fun, Chris. I gotta rave about this since you went all fangirl crazy over Billie Eilish's new song.
Yeah, that is what it is. But we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. I think it's going to be pretty good. But I will see everyone in the next video. Like I always say, let's continue the journey in the next video, and I'll see you guys later. Take care.